Alright, hi everybody. So today what we're focusing on is getting prepared for our debate that we're having tomorrow. I know you all are super excited to finally do this debate that we've been waiting for. So today what our purpose is to analyze, which means to really look in depth of these two different perspectives that we have. So for our topic today, for tomorrow's debate, is that Principal Harrison is giving us $100. And what we have to decide in debate to him is, should we spend the $100 on painting the classroom and decorating it however we want? Or do we spend the $100 having a pizza party for the whole class? So I know this seems like a really difficult options and it's hard to decide if you were to really give us this money. And so what we're doing today, which we've used before, is writing out a pros and cons list. William, do you remember what pros are?
Pros are the good things about what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. So the pros are like the awesome things that come with having this option instead of that one. And let's remember the cons are just the opposite, and that means the things that aren't so great about this option. So we're going to start with looking at the pros and cons of painting the classroom. And first, I'm going to show you guys how I come up with a couple of pros. So when I'm thinking about painting the classroom, I think the biggest pro is that my students are going to be more excited to come to class. So that means that we're going to have higher attendance because this is a super exciting place to be if it's colorful and creative. And then when I think about myself in a colorful classroom, I think that I'm going to be way more creative because there's more colors, I'll think differently, it'll be really cool. So I'm going to put creativity. Now let's do a couple of these together. So William, when you think of having a colorful classroom that you designed, what do you think is the biggest pro to that?
I feel like it's a big change, and it's a good step in the right direction.
Interesting. So do you think having a change in the classroom, how would that change maybe what you're like as a student?
I mean, sometimes I just sit here and the walls are just kind of plain, but I feel if they were like blue or pink, something that'll kind of wake me up, I'll be more engaged maybe.
Oh, that's really interesting. So you think you also might be more engaged. So a different room means more engagement. Interesting. All right, so let's try to come up with just one more pro together. How about William? What's another reason that you think having a really cool classroom would make our classroom better?
I would say that it would last forever, as opposed to like a pizza party, then we only have that one time.
Oh, that's a really good point. A pizza party we only get to enjoy for like an hour, but a colorful classroom we can have for the whole year. Next year students can have it. So painting a classroom is going to last a super long time. I love that. All right, so what you're going to do now is work in your small groups to come up with a couple of cons, and I'm going to give you 20 seconds to come up with 3 different cons. So take a moment, and I'll be watching the clock and I'll let you know when it's time. So try to come up with just 1 or 2 cons to painting the classroom. So let's bring it back together. Now tell me one con that your group came up with. How about you, group 1?
So we came up with the decision that everybody wouldn't choose the same color, so we wouldn't be on the same page.
That's really hard, and so some of those cons might hurt our pros. So not everyone gets what they want. What's another con you came up with in your group? What about maybe how long it takes to be able to enjoy this? Do you think it takes a long time to plan and decorate a classroom?
Definitely.
How does that compare to maybe a pizza party? Is it easy to have a pizza party?
Super quick to have a pizza party.
Yeah, I just have to call the pizza place, right?
Yeah.
So what might be a con for thinking of how long this solution might take?
It'll take a lot longer than pizza. So it's like more of a project.
Interesting. So it's going to take a long time to really get the classroom that we want. All right. Good job. So you have about 10 more minutes of this period. And so I'll give you time with your group to now look at the pizza party. What are the pros of spending the money on a pizza party instead of painting the classroom? And then what are some of the cons? And you can think about these comparing. So if it takes a long time to paint the classroom, then maybe it's a pro that this one only takes a short time to organize. And then all of this we're going to use to prepare for our debate that we'll be doing tomorrow in class. Thank you, everyone.